Cool, cool. Yeah, there you go. What's up, Parker?
Hello, hello, I'm here.
Hey, hey. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I want everyone to look at my screen, and you're going to notice that I added 8 issues here. And so this is going to be like you're working on a real world project. So if you get overwhelmed or you're like, hey, this is a lot, it's expected that it's going to be a lot. Imagine that you got hired by a company, like you're filling out applications, you got hired by a company, and now they're putting you on a real project and you're new. Like that's kind of what this is like. Um, but these 8 issues that I created, you can see that we have HTML and CSS for 3 of them, so pretty simple ones. We have one that's just CSS for people who want to get CSS only practice. This is actually a cool one. It's small, but it's a little challenging, but it'll be cool. HTML and CSS, this is just a good first issue. If I have any issues that are HTML and CSS and they're just like really, really simple, I'll put good first issue. Um, and then I have 3 that are JavaScript only. And so when you look at these issues, you're going to see that this is issue number 2, this is issue number 3, this is issue number 4, number 5, and they each have a number. And so when you create that branch in your local repository, I'm going to go over and show everybody how to do that in just a minute. Just use this number so that when you submit the branch, I know what issue that's connected to. So the issue I'm going to do today is just homepage navigation card for volunteer search feature. And you're going to see that there's a parentheses with the number here. And that is just the minimum number of people I want on each task. Especially in the beginning, I'm going to want at least 2 people on every single task so that you actually have someone to work with. And so what I'm about to show you right now is what you're going to have to do step by step to work on code with your pair. And so the first thing I need to do is I need to choose which one of these I'm going to work on. And I'm going to choose this one here. I'm going to assign myself. So boom, that's mine now. And you can see this component requires a few elements. A div element to wrap up the components that make up this navigation card, and an H2 element to wrap the text volunteer. And so if you look at, everyone has access to the Figma file as well. If you don't, let me just go ahead and copy the link and give that to you now. There's the Figma file. So if you choose like create volunteers detail page, you can see we have our volunteer details page. And so not only do you get a text description of what needs to be done for the volunteers description page, which is like nice for 3 people to work on, you know, with clear requirements, but you also get the visual, so you could kind of reference that as well. But eventually you'll be able to just read these and like kind of be able to visualize it in your head and be like, oh, yep, cool. All right. So this is the one I'm choosing right now. Just a div element, and then I need to add some styling to it. So set the background to a placeholder image. I believe we put an image in the repository. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my command line. I'm going to navigate to the directory where the GitHub project is stored, just like we did last night. Nonprofit navigator, boom. Now if I do git branch A, you can see I have our first night group collab, I have our main, and I have our volunteer search. I submitted the pull request for first night group collab yesterday, and if you look at our directory, we have 3 branches: first night group collab, volunteer search, and our main. We actually don't need first night group collab anymore. We could just get rid of that one. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to my main branch just for a minute so you could see git checkout main. So you can see I switched to the main branch. Now I'm there. And if I do git branch A, I see I still have these. I'm going to go ahead and delete this because on our main repository in GitHub, I just deleted it. And so I don't need a reference to it in my local repository. So I'll do a git pull. We're all good. We're up to date. Just get into the habit of doing git pull to make sure that your local repository is synchronized with the GitHub repository in the cloud. And I'm going to do git branch D delete first night group collab. Boom. Now if I check my branches again, you can see I just have main and I have volunteer search. So the one that I'm going to be working on tonight is homepage navigation card for volunteer search feature. And this is number 2. And so what I'm going to do to create a new branch is just git branch git checkout B. I'm just going to do 2. So boom. Now if I check my branches, you can see I have branch 2 right here. This is for issue number 2. And so I'm going to open up my code. Now, I have this reference to branch 2 in my local repository, but this isn't showing up on GitHub yet. Like if I come here and I look, I have 2 branches. It's not showing up here. So if I do a git push origin 2, that should push that up to GitHub. So now you see the 2 up here. So everyone else will know like, hey, he's working on that. If I try to pull from that, you're going to see that we're just not connected to the upstream yet. And so I'm going to do git pull origin 2. This will connect me to the remote. So boom.
Jim, one thing.
Yes.
I just pulled it and I can still see the first night group collab. I'm not sure if it's just me.
You need to delete that manually.
Oh, but like, okay, but I thought like I mean, even if I like pull it, like it should get deleted.
Nah, no, it doesn't delete automatically.
So it's git branch hyphen D and then the branch name.
Yes. Yeah, so that'll delete that. Now, yeah, I was looking into that too because I was like, there's got to be some way where GitHub will automatically delete the branches if you pull it the right way, or fetch. There's got to be some combination of commands, but I couldn't find it anywhere as far as I knew. As far as like the last update for GitHub, there's nothing automated. But
Jim,
yes.
which branch are we pulling from?
You're not doing anything right now. I'm just doing an example. Yeah, everyone's gonna do their own choose their own issue with their own team tonight. So everyone will be breaking out into teams of 2 or 3, and actually we're gonna have a leader on each team who basically shares the live share link, invites everybody into their code editor, and you code and work on that task together. But I'm just giving an example right now just as a refresher to how to do this. Yeah, so let me go ahead and open up the code editor. The file was not found. Let's see. We're on 2. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so
I think it depends from which branch you created the tool branch. I mean, if it got created from main, then you won't have any files.
I did create it with main. I was just about to merge a feature in with 2 just to transfer the code over.
Yeah, Yeah. So if you want to create like, are you like surprised because there are no files in it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because the branch got created from main, and in main there are no files. So
Yeah.
like, so yeah. So I first like, yeah, the volunteer two should be, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Cool. Thank you, sir. So I'm gonna take the code that exists in volunteer search, and I'm gonna just merge that in with base 2, the branch that I plan on working on. Creating a pull request. This is a nice refresher for those who weren't here yesterday. I'm going to go through it a little bit slower when I actually write the code. Merge, and I should be good to go. So if I do git pull, git pull origin 2, you can see that the code from the GitHub repo was added, and boom. So we have our HTML, we have our JavaScript. Now the feature that I'm working on is volunteer home, volunteer search home. And so what I have to do here is I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this and paste it into my code editor so I can see it. And I need a div element to wrap the components that make up this navigation card. So boom, we already have that. And I need an H2 element to wrap the text volunteer. And so I'm just gonna do an H2 element, and I'm gonna put the text volunteer. Let me go ahead and just pull up live server so we could see the modifications. And so you can see now I have volunteer here. So that's the HTML. That's all I need for that. And then set the background to a placeholder image. I'm going to skip that for right now. This image should not be repeating. This image's position should be centered. This image should cover the size of the div. So basically what I'm going to do here is, you see this div? I'm going to set this div's background to an image. I'm just going to skip that for now, but I'm going to set the width to 80% of the screen size. So I have a div here. If you look at, I have a div here. Right now, the width is 100%. So I'm going to go ahead and let me add a little bit of background color. So to target this div, I'm just going to use the ID volunteer search home. So if I go here and I do a hashtag volunteer search home, the hashtag tells me that this is an ID and this is the name of the ID. If it's a class, it's going to be a dot and then the name. And then if you just want to target the element, like an H2, for example, you could just do H2. There's a bunch of different ways to select, but I'm targeting it by ID, and so I'm going to use the hashtag. And I wrote these requirements in a way that if you're like, I have no clue how to do this, I don't know any HTML, I don't know any CSS, you could literally put a Google search and say, set background to placeholder image, and it'll tell you exactly how to do it. Or ChatGPT, set the background to a placeholder image, it'll tell you exactly how to do it. So I wrote it in a way where you could literally take this text, search it, and it'll show you exactly how to do it. And that'll be good because it'll help you get into the habit of like searching for the correct way to do things. That's 90% of the job, honestly. So I'm just gonna add a background color for now to make it quick and simple so we could get this pull request going for everybody. So I'm just gonna add a background color, and I'm just gonna say gray so everyone can see the background. I'm also gonna give it a width. I believe the requirement I said was 80%, and I also said a height, which just looks good. So like, I'm just gonna say 50 pixels for now, something like that. Now you're like, where's the styles? I can't see the styles. It's because how does the HTML know which styles to use? And it knows by linking the style sheet to the HTML. Otherwise, it would have no clue. And so I'm just going to connect the styles.css to the HTML, and we should be good to go. Now you see the gray background.
Was there a shortcut key to like type that command? The link reach the to include the style sheet.
Is there a shortcut?
Yeah, to include the style sheet. Like I thought you typed something, or like you typed the entire thing.
I just typed link. So basically, I typed link, and then it showed me like a couple of the different options as far as links.
CSS.
Link CSS, yeah. I believe that's built right into Visual Studio Code too. So once you start typing something, you'll see, like if I type like IMG, you're gonna see image with a couple different options, that sort of thing. So we have this now. Width is 80%. Set the height to, that's good. If you look closely though, let me just show you guys and gals. If I do like HTML and body, and then I do background color, and I set the background color to light gray, you can see that we have this little like space. I don't want this little space. And so I want to remove all the margin and the padding from every element. And so I'm just going to do padding 0. Margin 0, and you can see we get rid of that edge there. That'll give us like a fresh slate. And so, all right, so I have my volunteer card with 80%, height 50. I said I wanted to do something that looks good, so I'm probably gonna do more like that. I also want to, I could do, let's just say we look at the, this here, we have our H2, it spreads across, so I'll just do, I didn't add this in the requirements, but if there's something you could do to make it look better, feel free to add it and just leave it in the comments. Put the volunteer right there. And then I'm also going to do, so this is the actual div. I could do the text center just in the H2 for now. And then I also want to center this box so it's just in the middle of the screen. And so I believe I could do a margin 0 auto, and that'll just center that there. Give it just a little space. So that's good right there. So that's good. I'll just do that for now. That's basic enough for you guys to just see a little bit of code being typed. You can see that I use the documentation, the requirements on the issues to, you know, you could do Google searches, that sort of thing. But this is good. This is a nice card you can click to navigate somewhere. And yeah, that's good for now. All right, cool. So I have my changes. Let's just do git status. You can see that I modified an index.html. I added a styles.css. So I'm going to go ahead and just add both of these by doing git add dot. If I wanted to just add the HTML, then I'll just put the name of the file. Or if I had like 30 files that were modified and added, then I would just choose the ones that I wanted to add to the commit. So if there were only 7 that really had to do with this like modification I made, then I would add those 7, for example. But I want to add all of them for now. So if I check the status again, you'll see these 2. And then I'll go ahead and do git commit. And I could put the issue number. I could also put home page just to make it clear exactly what the issue is for now. Boom. And then I'll do a git push, git push stream origin to. And you can see if you do a git push and it doesn't work, it's most likely going to tell you exactly what you need to do. I just didn't set an upstream for this branch when I created it, so it's telling me like, hey, the current branch 2 has no upstream branch. Go ahead and just connect it to the remote repository, essentially. All right, and so now that I push the code up, we could come back up here, go to the code. 2 had recent pushes less than a minute ago, so I'm going to go ahead and compare and pull request. I want to merge this in. I don't want to merge this in with the main branch. I want to merge this in with the volunteer branch, the volunteer search branch, because this is our feature branch. So all the modifications, all the tasks we do in pair programming and as a team, we're going to merge into the volunteer search branch. And then once our volunteer search feature, so basically this here is complete, then we're going to merge it into our main branch. And Aditya made a good point before when I canceled the first night collab branch and I navigated to the main branch. I created that number 2 branch from the main branch. And because I created it from the main branch, that number 2 branch was a copy of the main branch. And we know that the main branch right now has no code. So if I want to make sure that my 2 branch, or the branch that I'm creating, has the code that is currently sitting in the volunteer search branch, you need to do, so if we do git branch A, we see our volunteer branch. So we would do git checkout volunteer search. We go over to that branch, the one that has the code, and then we do git checkout create a branch 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever one you're working on from that volunteer search branch. That way the new branch that we create has the code. So I'm going to go ahead and create the pull request for this code that I just added. Create pull request. Checking for ability to merge automatically. This branch has no conflicts with the base branch. We're probably going to see some conflicts tonight, so we'll work through those. You'll see what I see on my end when there are conflicts, and we'll work them out. You'll see what kind of stuff causes conflict, so that'll be really nice. How many people do we have? Okay. Because I do have an exercise that I wanted to do with everybody, but we need a few more people to make it really fun. All right, so I'm going to go ahead merge. Confirm merge, and pull request successfully merged and closed. I could go ahead delete the branch, and if we go back to our code, you're gonna see we have 2 branches now, our main branch and our volunteer branch. I still have the 2 branch here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do git checkout volunteer search branch. Move over there. You can see now the head is on, my head pointer is on the volunteer search. I could go ahead and delete 2. I'm done with this. I'm never going to use 2 again because there's never going to be an issue with the number 2 again. So I could go ahead and do git branch D2. And if I check out my branches now, I just have main and I have volunteer search. So it's going to be important that before you create, first thing you're going to do is you're going to come here. You're going to look at the issues. I'm actually going to select one with everybody here. I'm going to assign you to them, and then you'll break out into your group. So you'll go ahead. The person who's leading that group is going to open up Visual Studio Code. You're going to click live share. So you're going to start a collaboration session. You're going to invite your partner or partners to your code editor, and you will all work on your issue together. And then if anyone runs into any trouble, any problems, I'm going to be floating amongst the group. So I'm going to be able to help out anyone who encounters any issues. And then at the end of the session, everybody is going to make their pushes. They're going to, well, specifically, you're going to add your changes to staging. You're going to commit your changes. You're going to push your changes to the remote repository. And then one of your team members will create a pull request for that modification of code. And we'll approve it right there in front of everybody and see it merge. So, all right. Let's see. If I go to, all right, cool. So let's go ahead and what questions do you guys have before we break out?
So what's one main goal tonight? That everyone could try to create their own pull request?
You're gonna be making a pull request. That's the overall goal of the night. Yeah, you and your team submit a pull request by the end of the night. All right. Yes. No. Was it recent?
Yeah, I just sent you a message about a recommendation of the title.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'm gonna let you all decide what you want to do, and just let me know when you guys figure it out. No pressure, no rush either. You know. Cool. I'll check that out. I didn't see. Oh, ProFit Navigators 5.
What do you guys think?
That's good.
All right, so my suggestion would be starting with, especially the newer people, starting with the HTML and CSS issues, but there are also some JavaScript issues that are simple. I suggested 2 people for the JavaScript issues just because most people here are newer to JavaScript, but it is simple. Each one of these functions is literally 2 lines of code. But in the beginning, even that's challenging, I know. So the volunteer list page, this here, is probably more difficult than the JavaScript. And so I recommend 3 people work on this. And then I suggest 2 people work on JavaScript, 3 people work on these pages. So who wants to work on what?
I'll try some JavaScript.
Who
Yeah, me too.
who was that?
Aditya.
Angel.
An Angel. All right, Aditya and Angel. I will assign you 2 to create home page here. Let me go ahead and just choose Aditya and Angel. All right. So that's you 2 there.
I'll do the create footer shoot.
Create what?
The create footer HTML CSS shoot.
Okay. Create footer. This one here.
Yeah.
All right, this one's going to be super simple. But I did still suggest 2 people work on it together just so we have pairs. So is someone like new? Who was that?
I'll work on it.
Okay, cool. And then it looks like we have Dana and Fernando left. So hold on, let me just assign Parker. And did you accept it yet? Is that you, DB Forever?
No.
Which one? Are you in here?
Yeah, I'm a DB forever.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so you two are gonna be doing the create footer, and then all right. So we have Dana and Fernando. So which one do you two want to work on?
Fernando, do you have experience with any of this? Because I don't. So
Fernando's a savant.
I have a little experience with JavaScript.
He's being modest. He's being modest.
okay. What are we going to do? Go into separate rooms to work on it?
Let's see. You guys are gonna work on a JavaScript one.
I don't know. It's up to Fernando.
Yep. Well.
All right, so we'll do volunteer list page. We could do that one.
Angel, I sent you your live share link on the chat. You can see.
And okay, cool. All right, cool. I just added you guys to this one here, the create JavaScript function to display volunteer list page. All right, so now you're just going to be opening up your Visual Studio Code, creating a live share link, whoever decides to create the live share link, and then sending it to your partner. If you want to break out into another room, feel free to break out into co-working space or beginner's guide to data structures algorithms right now. I don't want to create like a whole bunch of new rooms, but I'm going to find out a way to do this effectively. Yeah, but for now, there's a couple other rooms that are open. If you want to do that, feel free to hop into another room. Otherwise, the way that I communicate with people when I'm in Code Editor, I just like type. I'm like, hey, I'm going to do this. I just type it out. Personally, I like to just get better at typing. But communication, regardless of whether it's typing communication, written communication, or verbal communication, is definitely something we want to work on during the whole boot camp. So whatever method you want to choose, feel free. And then let me know if you get stuck. Just a reminder that when you create your new branch, so let's just say we're talking about like Fernando and Dana, you're working on issue 6. So when you create your new branch with git checkout, new branch, or -b and 6, then make sure before you run that command, you're running that command from the volunteer search branch and not the main, because that's where the current code is. All right. Do your thing and let me know if you run into any issues. I'm going to help you work through it. What's up, John?
Hey, Fernando, do you want to go up to one of the rooms? Co-work.
You can go into the pair programming room.
Okay. I don't have one.
Oh,
I have co-working space. Do you have that?
You
you can go there.
wait, you don't have. Huh.
Hey Jim, can you give me some?
Hold on. I could. Yeah. Hold on. Let me. I'll make sure that you both have pair programming too. That's strange.
Yeah, me and Angel also would like to do a pair programming thing.
All right, you're good.
Where do you want to go? Dev?
Were you talking to me? No, I was saying like if there is a pair programming channel created by Jim, then we can go.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, the name pair programming?
Yes, right above you in the open events. I just did it.
Okay. Yeah. I joined.
Cool, cool. And then Parker, what team are you on?
The Creeper footer one, but his name's DB Forever. Is he still in the channel? What's his first name?
Oh. He just joined Aditya in the peer programming channel. So, well, let me see. John, what's going on? I don't know if you're trying to talk, John, but I can't hear you. You might have to go to user settings, and then if you go down to voice and video, there's an input device, and you could change your input device here. So if your mic's not working, it's probably this here. You got to change your input device. Okay, I thought you were working with Aditya, but it looks like all right. So you're working with Parker then on the footer, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
are we good to pair program or?
Yes. Yeah. So decide which one of you want to start up the code editor and use and share the live share link and just invite the other person to your code editor. And if you need any help with any of the Git commands, just let me know.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, Nico, what's your first name?
Daniel.
Daniel. Okay. I'll make the share.
I'm just gonna change it right here so I don't forget. Cool.
Okay, so I sent a link in the live share. VS Code. I sent a direct message on Discord of the
Oh
live
yeah,
share
no,
link.
I see it now.
Okay, cool.
Sick.
I'll stop sharing for now. But let me hop into the other rooms to make sure they're all good to go, and then I'll circle back over here, all right?
Cool. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, what's going? How's it go? Hold.
Good. We just got settled into this room, so now we're gonna try to figure out our strategy.
Cool.
First let's just create that function. Like just the boolean, because through JavaScript I think it should be. Also, we are still doing the pre-written one, right? We are not doing the dynamic one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, then yeah, then I think the only thing which we need to do is just like
branch, and we are going to create the new branch. This is just check out dash b, and what's the name of the branch? We have 6 according to this. Branch. Yeah, we are here. have any questions so far for this? Just
Um, I, I, I think I'm gonna need to create a handout or something where I list out the different calls, cause I can't remember them after seeing them once. So I'm gonna have to write a cheat sheet or something. But you created the branch off of volunteer search, right?
yeah,
Okay.
we need to move to this branch, and that we do that with the checkout. With this, with the checkout command, git checkout and the volunteer search, and we just make this pull origin volunteer search. This command is to update this branch. So when we do this command, we are bringing the changes that were made on this branch, like the changes that Jim made just some minutes ago. So yeah, I think this is like best practices when we are working on a team. It's good to always update the branch before create a new branch like this. So yeah, that's so far. And we need to conversion of target the element that represents to this page, which is the
What's going on? How's it going?
With so far good.
Who shared the link?
100%. I did. Then,
You want to just go ahead and share your screen so they could see until you get there?
oh yeah, sure. This is shared.
Like, right? I think.
How do you share?
Just the bottom left.
Right. It says remote window. Is that what it is?
There's a camera. There's a share your screen. There's a couple options just above your name on the bottom left. There's a share your screen button.
Where in VS Code? What share your screen?
No, not in VS Code, in Discord.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes. Okay, cool. So you have the code. And if you have live server as well, Parker. If you look at the bottom right of your code editor, there's a thing called Go Live down there. Although you opened up the code editor in the wrong directory. You want to actually drop into the nonprofit navigator code editor directory before opening it up. I mean, you don't have to, but it'll just be more focused.
Alright, so I think we're done with
Can you want to pull it? You want to pull it up in the browser so you can see what it looks like?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Push the
How do you use the browser?
Oh, it's an extension on VS Code called extensions. It's gonna be
Live server, I believe.
live server. Yeah, live server by with Day. And so it's very easy to have your own local servers, so you can have instant changes and you see your development run right away, just like every day. It's a very good extension. So let's see, it's at the top, and the reason why it's at the top because we need to reference it right. See, CSS footer. Oh wait, maybe it's also so HTML. Yeah, it's referenced right. It's in the body. Body node main.
Can you see it in the browser?
Yeah, no, actually, let's see. I wonder if you're able to see.
Nah, I can't. All I see is the code editor.
Oh, here, let me share this. Okay, now you can see. I got here. So yeah, so I got the docs up. So footer H1, and then as far as it looks like. Oh yeah, there we go. So that looks good to me.
Yeah, that looks about right. What was the issues?
Oh, I think when I actually none. No, it was just user error in my end. Nothing. I think we're good. Looks fine to me with the docs, and looks good.
And did you do the styling for it?
Yeah. Wait. Let's see if it applied. I don't know. I don't think it applied because there's no blue there. Oh wait, yeah, like grays. But I think you want it blue. I think. No, you want it gray.
Yeah.
Background color like gray. Looks good. Yeah, 20.
Oh yeah, change it to something else because the background color of the body is light gray, just so we could see it.
Oh.
Yeah. No, you're good. Yeah, that's cool.
So. It's gonna be. Yeah. Perfect.
There we go. So make the height 50 pixels instead. There we go. That's better.
You want to center it at all?
You can center it if you want for now. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we'll do like a flex. Yeah, let's just flex it. Flex. Good. Then center it. So I think the center it
outline.
is just by center.
Yeah. Just like
Nice.
And do a line content center too.
What does that do?
A line.
Oh, a line.
you mean
a line. Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Well, hold on. Go over can you do inspect in the browser real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, check the elements. Inspector. Yeah, you're good. Yours is called Inspector. What browser are you using?
Firefox.
Oh, okay. Footer. Hover over the H1. Okay.
Flex container. Yeah. Fine with me.
Okay, so do H1, do vertical align center. I believe that should.
Line center. So if I need a new element here.
I believe that should do it, yeah.
Is that what it's called, vertical line?
I believe so. I believe this is it.
Yeah, right. Yep, there we go.
No, it's still not doing it though.
Yeah, invalid property value.
Let me see. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I do. I've used it for probably like 6 months. Yeah, I like it. Maybe use middle. I think it's like actually like $10 a month. Definitely worth it. Definitely. You know, you spend so much time searching daily for years. So take out ads and increase the quality. So let's see, maybe try middle. Reason why I got there. It's not
You have display flex on the footer, right?
Yes, I do.
All right, and then align item center. This aligns the child.
Yeah, so I don't think I can because it says this property does not allow you to vertically center an element with another element.
Well, align items.
Align item.
We said align content. It's align items. Not on the H1, but you see where under the footer where you say align content, do align items. Yeah, that's what it's saying.
Okay. Now, best part is
and delete the H1. Delete the H1. Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
okay, so this one, let's see, good.
Yeah, that's good. You could just delete that entirely. All right, so that's good. That's good.
All right. Business. So I think we're ready for the hold rest.
Cool, cool. So, do you have your command line open, and do you know how to stage these changes?
Would it be source control? First, I need to let's see, stage the changes, and then do a. I haven't done it in a long time, so.
Do a
Can you walk me through it?
Did you stage the changes yet?
Not yet. And before I stage changes, what are the steps? It's like you stage it.
Stage, commit, push.
Okay. So I'm like, when do I?
But if I were you, just go back to the file. Go back to the file. Yeah. Go to terminal.
Commit. How do git?
Nah, just go to the terminal at the top.
Control T, terminal.
Yeah, new terminal. Yeah, and then terminal. Yeah, there we go. So just type git status. All right, so it's showing that you're not a Git repository. How did you get this?
There we go. Oh, I'm good now.
What'd you do?
I was not in the folder.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, so.
All right, so changes to be committed. So you already staged those changes. Those are the two files that you changed. So go ahead and do a git commit and add a message to it, and make sure the message.
Non-profit, and then I'll say add footer element with light blue background. Yeah, that's good.
And add the number of the issue as well. Eight.
Cool. Okay, that's it. Close that. Now, before I sync it, let's see, push one commit. Am I just pushing it, or am I?
You don't want to push it to volunteer search though. You want to push it to branch 6 or branch 8. You're on 8, right?
I only have 3 branches. I only have 2 main and volunteer search.
All right, so you have to create a new branch.
Okay. Create a new branch. Call it 8.
Yes.
So, should I write a message or just publish the branch?
Publish branch 8.
Okay.
I never use the like the user interface for this. I always just do command line, so this is new to me.
Yeah, it depends. I used to spend a lot of time in terminal, but now I'm using VS Code more, and it kind of depends. So like nowadays I'll just it depends.
So go to the command line really quickly and just type git branch -a. Put a space in between branch and dash. There you go. So you're on 8.
Okay.
Perfect, and the code still matches. So you go ahead and do a git push origin 8. Everything up to date.
Okay.
Cool.
Now,
Let me check the repo.
Well, actually, it's still pushed. I'm confused. Did it still go to volunteer search and 8?
I have 8 here. Let me see. All right. So yeah, we have our changes here.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So we're on branch 8. So go to the GitHub repo.
Yeah.
Go to code. Go to compare and pull request. And then see how there's main on the left side just above your name, base main.
Yeah.
Click on base main.
Yeah.
And choose volunteer search.
Okay.
So this is going to merge 8 into our volunteer search branch.
Nice. So just hit create pull request.
Yeah, if you wanna like add any notes or comments, feel free to do that as well. Like if there's anything you want to let me know or whatever.
Did I make like a small mistake and this is like a correction to the mistake?
No, this is just like comments, things you want to communicate to the person doing the code reviews, essentially.
Okay.
But you don't have to. I'm just saying if you want to.
There it is. Great. Nice. Good job, Daniel.
Good job, Parker.
Cool.
Well, I feel like I did a little bit more. So it's your turn. Definitely your turn next time. Oh, what the heck? Okay, I don't want to steal the show.
Go to merge pull request. Confirm merge. Perfect. Cool. And let's go ahead and you could delete the branch too.
Okay.
All right, so you have your footer stuff here. All right, cool. I actually want to add some branch protection rules as well. So let me go ahead and give me 1 second. Yeah, the good job. You guys busted that out pretty quickly.
I have to mute myself.
Yeah, you could go ahead and delete that branch if you want. I'm just gonna go ahead and do some. see if that works. Cool, cool. All right, let me see how everybody else is doing.
Because
Hey, how's it going?
this is high, and when we call this function, it's showing. Even we can see with this rendering pen flashing. If yeah, it's appearing in this part. So yeah, that's one solution. And yeah, I didn't notice this style, and after the style we can go to display. It's like you
But
go.
theirs is fancy because they check to see what the current style is and then flip it to the opposite. But I think this is all we're supposed to do, right, Jim?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're gonna want to set the display to the volunteer search page to block, and set the display to the that div on the first home, just the volunteer navigation card, to none. So you're like halfway there because you targeted the volunteer search page by getting the ID of the volunteer search page and then setting its display to block, but you still have to grab the ID from the button and then set that display to none, and you should be good to go. Because when you click that home button, that should disappear and the volunteer search page should appear.
Are we? That's assuming that they were on the home page. What if we don't know where they were?
We're gonna get there. That's a really good question. But right now right now it's just this element, because it's gonna get really complicated really soon, and people are gonna be like, we can't continue like this. And so I want you guys to feel a little bit of that pressure of like how painstaking it is to code like this, so that you know why we code with the dynamic fast. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, do you have those code examples? We were looking for them that you did with the dynamic and the static. Did you delete them or are they saved out somewhere?
No, I posted them. Let me see if I could find. Yeah, I posted the. Let me see.
There's too many places to look for things, and now it's like a week into it. It's so hard to find anything.
Yeah, I haven't been sharing really anything. I just have everything on me. The only place I'm really sharing anything is YouTube. I'm basically like posting all the videos to YouTube. That's just recently though. Yeah, so here's a video. Here's a video.
Yep.
But let me also share with you. Yeah, that's the video right there.
We just basically need to copy the code and repurpose it for hiding
Yeah, essentially. What's up, New Moon? Long time no see.
Yeah, Jim, how you been? I was going to say that. How are you?
Pretty good, man.
Yeah, what are you guys building? Are you still building your page or your platform?
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on my own site independently. This is a Bootcamp project here.
Cool.
And can you to the JavaScript? If you copy, he said we need to show the volunteer search page, but we need to hide the.
Yeah. So go back to the HTML for a minute. So the volunteer search page is what you need to show. You already did that. So you targeted the volunteer search page div with the get element by ID, and then you set that volunteer search page dot styles dot display to block. Now you also need to see the div above that, the volunteer search home. You also need to target that. So do document.get element by ID volunteer search home and set that display to none. And then it should work perfectly. What's up, Aditya?
Yeah, so we are done with the home page JavaScript function, but the way we did is basically we tried to like make it more utility based, so that so what we have done is we have created a function which basically can handle any div. So let's say if you want to show one div and make other divs like I'm sorry.
You're good. Cool. I'm gonna while they finish this one up, I'm gonna hop down there and just check that out for a minute. We got about 5 minutes left, so we'll let them finish up and. All right. Cool, cool. What do you guys think as far as like breaking out into separate rooms? How did that feel for everyone?
Good. Maybe there should be like little, like, I don't know if you're able to make more rooms. Maybe have like a couple group rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, depending on the size, is it alright if we split it up into X amount of groups?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Jim, like, do you want me to share the screen and just show it?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Let me know once you're able to see the screen.
Yep, I see it.
So this is how we created that function. We basically fetch because main div has everything, so we just added an ID to it. So then we are going through every main div and basically we're just checking that that particular div ID which is given is there, then making it block, and rest all we are making none.
Get element by ID, main page, children. So you get the children. For, I can't really see, it's a little blurry. For var child div of main page. Okay, so you're just iterating through the children array.
Yeah. So in this, like, you can put any div you want, and that div will basically get popped up and the other divs will get hidden. So if I do this, you can see this page comes.
Do it again, I didn't see it.
So now it's the home page, the home div. So you can see the home page. So let's say if you want to see other divs, let's say you want to see the volunteer details page div. So just set this div in this thing, call this div, and you will see that div. The other div will go away. You won't see other, because there are all other divs. We have added, just for testing, we added like some h2 tag in all the divs. And whatever div you put here, that div will be set and all other divs will be set to none.
Okay, cool. I like that. Now let's say go to the home page.
Yeah, it's only handling the divs within the main div.
Yeah.
No other divs.
Yeah, so if you start on the home page.
Yeah. So you start on the home page. So it would basically be volunteer. So that you basically just need to use that div. Oh, sorry, the home div. The home div. So this would start like this function will run all the time. Show div. So this will start with home page. Then if you create other functions, you just need to call this function for that div, whatever div you want to show, and all other divs will be hidden.
Okay. So what if you click on the home page, the dark gray box right now?
No, nothing happens. Like we didn't do anything for that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the thing was like basically just to show home, create the show homepage function, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the only thing is we try to make it like more utility based, so that others can use this function rather than creating too many functions. This one function can handle like you just need to call these functions within those functions.
Yeah, so now you're just calling show div is just a function you're calling inside of these other functions, right?
Yeah, yeah, right. You just need to call this function and provide that particular div ID, so that that div will be shown and other div will be hidden.
Okay. Cool, cool. All right, so you're still gonna have to write these all these other functions, and the only thing you're gonna put inside of the function is show div, right?
Yeah,
That's what
so
it sounds
basically
like.
just like show volunteer list page. So that basically will you just need to like call this and just show div and provide that volunteer list page.
There's
Uh,
actually, sorry.
yeah, go.
If you can call show div from the HTML page, you can pass in the value. I don't know if that's possible with just regular JavaScript, but to pass in the ID itself.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So
Now, also one other thing I'm thinking about is where are you removing the display from all the other elements?
as in like so you can see that there's this else tag. So this is the ternary operator.
Okay, there we go.
So if it matches that div ID, then it will make it as block. Otherwise, the others will make it null.
So you're setting. Okay, I didn't see the end of that code there. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, I got it. Never mind.
Am I doing it correct?
No.
Is it like I need to like escape any character?
No, you probably use template literals. Hold on. Why is it on a different line? Put it all on the same line for a minute, just so I can see what it looks like. Show div on click. Yeah, no, you don't need. You shouldn't need template literals. You should be good to go with that.
Like this? Try this. Oh god. Oh no, but like I need to run it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there you go.
So let me do this like so I need to add like okay we need to add a oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna stop messing with it. I think I got it. It was the quotation marks here. It just need to be accurate.
Yep.
No, I'm clicking on it and it is going away. I'm not sure what's happening.
Volunteer search home.
Oh, it's because when you click it, when you're actually clicking it, you're causing a non-click action.
Yeah, I think this is a bit.
Wait, hold on. No, that action would have to be triggered from the navigation bar, and then you would choose based on that. So based on the button that they pick,
Oh,
the
yeah.
button would
Yeah,
choose the
this
page.
should be on a button. Sorry, not on a div.
Yeah. This
I
is
think-
separate though. This is a whole separate issue.
Yeah, that's fine.
should let somebody else.
And then if you go to main.js, so you're running show div one time, volunteer. Okay, cool.
You just need to call this function in all the functions. So this function, like, just create a show div with that particular div ID, whatever you want to show and others you want to hide.
Okay. So are you gonna write the functions one by one?
Yeah, I mean, like, so no. So the thing is, like, instead of this, in here only when we add a button, so in the navigation button, so there only we'll basically call this function giving that ID. That's it. So we wouldn't even need to call these functions, write these functions. So we just need to do show on click with the show div and providing that div ID for that, like, whatever that button is, like home button, then the home ID will need to call. So other will hidden and just home will be shown.
And then you're gonna add the function to each of the other divs as well.
Let me see. So I think the way it would work is if you go to the index, you have like the nav or whatever. Oops. And then over here you would have a button.
I can't see which. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, sorry.
Can you see now?
Yeah.
Sort of. So let me make sure I don't get errors. So that, and then here you would have an on click.
Yeah.
And then depending on if you want to go home or whatever.
For some reason, it's blurry. I can't see. Is it blurry for anyone else?
Yeah, it's blurry for me too. I see on the.
Yeah, I
chat.
mean, thing is, let me do this. If it's still clear.
A little better.
Yeah. Like, we wouldn't need this one, so I think we should be good. So yeah, so that, like, basically you just need to call show div and giving, like, if it's a home button, then volunteer search home. So we wouldn't need this, right? You said.
You would, because you're passing a string into your function, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, so basically whatever the div, like, so home and then whatever option you have, like you want to show like some other page, so let's say search page. So basically it would be search page. So that way.
All right, cool. This generalizes it for sure.
Yeah.
So they went and, for Fernando and Dana, I know you guys went and built a function just doing one thing at a time. They went and generalized the function, so they basically built the function in a way where doing it one by one doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, so this is what you want to get to eventually. I kind of wanted to walk you guys through it just one by one so people could get the experience, like typing out the code and seeing how tedious and why you don't want to repeat yourself. Like, that's one of the lessons I really wanted everybody to experience firsthand, because the way it was set up was we were going to be creating functions that repeated a lot of functionality. And so I was going to go over the 4 different functions, showing the home page, showing the list page, showing the details page. And I was going to ask everybody what's similar between these functions. And then we were going to extract out what was similar and build it into a function like this. They built the function. So we're kind of like...
I don't mind reverting this. It's really easy. I don't mind if we want to like do that for the experience of it.
No, I'm definitely going to do it for the experience of people. I'm just explaining to them like what you guys were doing here. It's 7:38, so I'm not going to like, I just wanted to like say it in like a straightforward English way so people are like understand what this is. This is essentially where we were headed. So they're just like ahead of schedule, which is really cool. Yeah. So this is a good function. This is a show div function. It's a generalized show div function. It basically takes the show volunteer list page, show details page, show home page functions, and writes them in a way where you only need one function to do all those three things. Hopefully that's clear. I'm trying to say it in a way that's like as clear as possible for people who don't understand this concept yet. But that's good.
The way we try to do it is basically we try to use this. I think this is something which Jim you can also like encourage. So where here, like you can actually type and see like what you see as the output quickly using console log and see like how it looks. So this was very easy for us like to handle that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. All right, so it's 7:40 right now, so I'm gonna hop off for a couple minutes before the next event. For the people, as long as the code is working, Aditya and Angel, I would say push it. Yeah, make your pull request.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
And then I'll just instead of actually like going through this experience of doing it, I'll just build a training that shows people like do not repeat yourself, and I'll extract it. So I'll just build like a short 15-20 minute training for like in the beginning. Yeah. So we'll just move forward with the code that you have, since this is better code. We want to keep the better code, obviously, and then I'll work around that. I'll just build a little training for like Dana and Parker and the other people. So awesome. Cool. And then yeah, thank you everybody. Tomorrow's the last day of the week, so as long as everybody is here, we have 8 people here. I'm gonna go ahead and do a fun exercise with everybody just about version control. I'll go ahead and show you the do not repeat concept, basically what Aditya and Angel are practicing right now. I'll go ahead and show you that, and then we'll go ahead and we'll work on some more code. Check the GitHub repo though. Parker, John, and Daniel made a pull request and they merged their code in with the feature branch. So feel free to take a look at that as well. And if anyone has any questions or just wants to chat outside of the bootcamp, the actual session, feel free to reach out anytime. All right.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you. Have a good night.